Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I just want to say welcome, welcome, welcome. What we have today, or the reason that I'm coming on this early or this late today, is that this morning I received some breaking news, what I consider breaking news. I received a message this morning that there was a sitting city councilman who was charged over the weekend with DWI allegedly. Okay, the reason I'm saying allegedly is because um, there seemed to be some hush hush about this particular incident which occurred over the weekend, and so and I'll tell you why. When this information came to me, of course, I reached out to the Osceola Police Chief, Chief Weldon, to try to get some information in regards to, uh, you know, was it true? Uh, well, I sent an FOI, and it appeared that when I sent the FOI, it didn't appear that there was going to be any kind of uh, uh, problems, if you will, with the FOI. And sometimes shortly thereafter, I received a message. I think I have the message on my phone if I can read it. I sent uh I sent out an FOI, and I simply asked it for two things. Uh, I asked it upon the Freedom of Information Act request. What I did, um, I reached out and asked for two things: one, the incident report, and two, the audio video recording. That's what I asked it for. And again, it seemed like there was not going to be any problem with me getting those items that I requested, because Chief Weldon, in fairness to him, he and I have worked it real well since he's been in that position in regards to fulfilling FOIs. He's serving right now as the police chief. I don't know if he's still interim police chief or they have made him permanent, but he and I have worked it real good. So I'm guessing that it was not Chief Weldon who is denying giving me my FOI. Of course, I can always file a litigation to get it, which I hadn't ruled that out. This is something simple. All I'm asking for is an incident report. Now, if they want to hold the video, audio, which I think I should get that as well, I have no problem with that. They can withhold that. But something as simple as an incident report, I think that the public should be entitled to that information. Okay. Before I go any further, I want to say, first of all, those of you who know anything about the Freedom of Information Act, FOI, normally what I do is the Freedom of Information request. Some people call it FOIA, but most know it as to be the Freedom of Information Act. Okay. Now, true that there are exemptions when it comes to uh, when the uh, what they call, it's how they label the records. Something as simple as an incident report. Now, if I been asking for some of his personal information in terms of his disciplinary folder, if he hadn't been uh, disciplined on anything that led, if his infraction have not led to disciplinary action, then quite naturally I can't receive that. He protected. That information is exempt. But even in cases where information may be questionable in terms of whether or not that information should be disclosed, exemption, or what have you, there is a rule that they use, if you will, a rule of thumb, where they measure the privacy right of the employee. In this particular case, it's an official. The privacy right of the official against the public right to know. And if the public rights outweigh that of the private rights of the employee, and in this particular case, an official, that information must be disclosed. We're talking about an incident report, basic information, just briefly, just telling you exactly what happened. That's it. It's not an investigative report. It's just an incident report, giving you the facts as to what happened that particular day or that particular night. Okay? Now, I'm still using the word allegedly that this person, this city council person, who was, I don't know if this person was arrested, but this person was detained uh, up under the suspicion DWI. Now, I don't know if this person actually took a breathalyzer test. I don't know. But let me just read something to you that when I asked it for the, I don't know if I read it to you or not, that when I asked it for the incident and audio and video recordings, this is the information that was, I'm just reading from my cell phone. I asked it for two things, as I indicated. I asked it for under the Freedom of Information. This is what I wrote, my email. Under the FOIA, Freedom of Information Act, I'm requesting the information below for this particular person who was charged, well, allegedly charged, city council person who serves as a city council member for the city of Osceola. I understand this person was arrested over the weekend for DWI/DUI. I'm requesting 1, the incident report, 2, audio, video recording. Those are the only 2 items production that I requested. I go on to say, if for any reason my FOI is denied in part or completely, I ask that you please cite all laws of FOIA and not excluding Arkansas state statutory laws to support any and all denials. Thanking you in advance, Tony Hollis, community activist. And everything seemed to be okay. But like I say, sometime later, I get an email from the chief, and it simply say, Mr. Hollis, the arrest. So I guess he was arrested. The arrest is through the Arkansas State Police. You would have to FOIA Arkansas State Police for this information. Now that's where it kind of get a little shaky. To my understanding, it was, I don't know if it was a county cop or an Osceola City cop that made the stop, that detained this particular city councilman. So the question becomes, what was the purpose of asking the Arkansas State Police to investigate a traffic stop to where it is believed a particular person may be up under the influence of alcohol? The Arkansas State Police have more important cases, necessary cases. They have a heavy caseload. And I don't think that they will want to add on unnecessary cases to their already heavy caseload. Something as simple as the deputy prosecutor, attorney, city attorney, they could have handled this. This case should not even be, should not even have been sent to the Arkansas State Police, if in fact the Arkansas State Police do have this case. I have no reason to doubt Chief Weldon. But why? We have had cases in the past to where we had 2 police officers, to my knowledge, You all know one of them, good friend of mine, very good police officer. Uh, I don't think he minded me calling his name, Mr. Jerry Henry, who served as uh, a police officer for many years, close to becoming chief. Now, he wrecked his own police car. I mean, his own private car, excuse me. You know, of course, just having a good night out. His own private car. And that didn't lead to no state police investigation. In fact, they came down hard on Jerry till he lost his job. Another police officer just recently, um, Mr. Last name Washington, I think first name Patrick Washington, he lost his job. No Arkansas State Police investigation will call in on that. Why? Now, all of a sudden, we get a traffic stop from a sitting city council member who is believed to be up under the influences of alcohol. And we call in the Arkansas State Police. Why? It's a traffic stop for a person who might have been up under the influences of alcohol. Why are we calling the Arkansas State Police in? Nobody was killed. This was not a drug bust, I don't guess. No drug bust. To my knowledge, it was a simple traffic stop to where it led to a person being charged with DWI. DWI. And for that, we have to call in the Arkansas State Police to conduct an investigation. Give me a break. I don't know what's going on here. Something just ain't right about this particular case. Something just is not right. Something is not right. And again, this is not a police officer that was arrested. This is not an employee of the city. This is an elected public servant. An elected public servant. I'll see you, my board there. I see some comments over there. I'll be right with you. There have been cases just this year to where we done had a sheriff pulled over for a traffic stop. And the first thing that most of the time that these officials or somebody of status, whether they are a police officer, whether they an attorney, lawyer, the first thing that they do, for the most part, they think that if they flash their credentials, perhaps they'll get off. But you do have some police officers, they do their job the right way. Regardless of who you are, regardless of your financial status, regardless of how well connected you are politically or any other forms of connections, we do have police officers that show up for work and they do their job the proper way. They do their job the proper way. So, what's special about this particular case? Now, if there is some underlying, say, definitive statements on the person who was arrested, if this person is alleging to where, let's just say this person feel like they might have been set up or it's all political or something to that effect, where they might need to go in and conduct an investigation, whether it's conspiracy, whether it's, something of that such, to where it might involve other city officials or it might have involved other employees. I can understand that, bringing in an investigation. So if there is no underlying other reasons uh, that is present, that's why we need the incident report that is present. This case should not be in the hands of the Arkansas State Police. And I was trying to finish my point is that when these guys get pulled over, no matter how well connected you are, you are subject to the rule of law, just like any other ordinary citizen. No one is above the law. I think Donald Trump is finding that out right now. No one is above the law, no matter how much influence that a particular person think that they carry. No one is above the law. And we have to commend police officers who show up and do their job the correct way, regardless of your standing status in the community. They show up and they do their job the correct way. For that officer, whoever he or she may be, need to be commended for doing their job the right way. Didn't turn their head. Believe that no one is above the law. So I would say kudos to the officer who made that shot. And so I'm gonna get ready to sound off. I will be pushing a little bit stronger, trying to get this information. I should not even have to even make contact with the Arkansas State Police. And there have been incidents, uh, uh, times where I have called it the Arkansas State Police. And you know what they tell me? That's something that local police department could have gave me. They made the stop, the local police officer, not the Arkansas State Police, to my knowledge. So why am I having to call the Arkansas State Police? I don't want the investigative report. I just want something as simple as an incident report. And again, when you have the privacy right of the employee, in this particular case, an official, to where you measuring that against the public rights to know, and we're talking about someone to where transparency and trust is a big part of that elected official of doing his or her job, then the public right to know outweigh the rights or privacy rights of the person. That's law. That is already, there already have been case law on this particular thing, what I'm talking about. The public have a right to know what kind of police officers, what kind of employees, what kind of officials that are serving them. That's all I have. I'm going to go to my board. Like I see some comments over here, and I'm going to get ready to sign off. And I just want to say this here again: Chief Weldon and I have always worked it good when it comes to FOI. We always have worked it good. There was no problem initially when I sent my FOI to him. He was going to go to work on it, but it seemed like, I don't know, I don't even think it was a good 15 minutes. Somehow or another, I get this message that now I have to reach out to the Arkansas State Police. Someone made that call. He's the chief, the highest ranking police officer in the Osceola Police Department. No one can overrule him in the Osceola Police Department. So whoever overruled the chief, it had to come from the city attorney, Mr. I want to say that's David Burnett. It had to come from him, or it had to come from the deputy prosecuting attorney, think his name is Dustin Jones, or perhaps it came from Mayor Sally Wilson. I reached out to her today also. She didn't, according to whoever answered the phone, secretary, receptionist, or who, Mayor Wilson hadn't been in today. And the only other person that I believe that might have had some type of persuasion or rank pull in terms of denying Mr. Hollis' request is the municipal judge, Miss Catherine Dean. All of these folks outrank, I believe, or had some influence when it comes to the chief of police. So I'm not holding any type of uh, ill will against uh, Chief Weldon. I think he wanted to cooperate with me, and I think he would have submitted my FOI had someone, I don't know who that someone is, but I do believe someone somewhat pulled rank. But I'm going to get that FOI. You can believe that. I'm going to get it, even if I file a litigation, because it's real simple. I'm going to get that FOI. Trust me. But anyway, that's all I had to say. I'm going to go to my board, and then I'm going to close out because I'm sorry I came on late, but I had so much going on today. Tomorrow going to be a busy day as well. And so again, I will not be broadcasting tomorrow because I'm just going to have a busy day. And so there will be no broadcast tomorrow. Okay. I normally come on Tuesdays. All these other days are just, election stuff that I'm doing. And so it's just special broadcasts. All right. But anyway, let me go to my board. Okay. Again, the breaking news for those of you who just tuning in, we discussing the arrest, detainment of a local city council person for Osceola was arrested over the weekend. Now, this right here, I want to show you all this here before I go to my board. All right. Now, let me just go up here for a minute. Got to add it first. Let me see. Oh, I think I still have it up there. Where am I? Where am I? Okay, here we go. Now, let's go to the board. All right. Now, hopefully you all can see that. I want to make sure that it's on the screen. I think it is. Now, someone did send me this here today also with the other information. Now, they send me this here. There's no photo to this. I'm trying to look at my cell phone too to make sure that I have everything up. Just trying to make sure that I have everything up. Okay. And I think I do. Can see it on the screen there. Now, this photo was sent to me, of course, allegedly. Although you see a name there, but I'm still calling it allegedly because, as I understand, that there was no breathalyzer test that was taken this particular night. I don't know whether that was a refusal or whether it was given or what, but to my understanding, there was no breathalyzer test taken that particular night. Okay. And this is just everyone know about mobile control, sheriff office and all. And so this is basically where this information come from. This was sent to me, but this is the particular city council person that was allegedly charged with DWI. Okay. So that is the photo there. I wanted to just show that. Okay. Just to let you know that this is not something that I'm just cooking up, just throwing mud against the wall or what have you. This is some factual information that did happen. I just read you also an email to confirm that I did have a discussion with the police chief, and the police chief practically stated that it was an arrest. But if I wanted any more information, that I had to reach out to the Arkansas State Police. Okay, so I just wanted to show that to you as well. So now we can go ahead on and move over to my board. And I'm gonna run through this here real quick, and we'll call it today. We just got some people just speaking. How you doing, Mrs. Rump? We got Mrs. Wells. How you doing, Mrs. Wells? Um, we have Mrs. Mosley from Osceola. My eyes ain't too good, y'all. When y'all write a whole lot, I have to squinch my eyes to. I'll tell you what. Let me see if I can get my cell phone and see it that way. Let me try it that way instead of trying to look on my board. That way, I think I might can read it. All right. So let me do it that way. All right. So now, okay. Come on now. Oh, here we go. Okay, now I'm gonna read it from my phone. I can't see that board. Okay, yeah, that's true. Pastor Baker was drunk and resisted. I guess she meant an arrest, but they can't hide that he's supposed to abide by the law. Also, he is not exempt. That's pitiful. And running for mayor. Well, he's on mobile patrol. I think I just showed you all that. He's on mobile patrol, refused to take a picture. He didn't even take a picture. That's why I was wondering, why was there no photo? And so refused to take a picture. It is what it is. If it were me, I wouldn't get a slap on the wrist. Right is right and wrong is wrong. One thing about it, what's in it, you're going, what's what's in you going to come out of you. That's what an old preacher says, and Pastor Gregory Baker should not be shown favoritism. Now, this is uh, Sister Mosley. This is a person who's sharing her, her opinion. Everyone is entitled to an opinion, and hopefully we can be respectful. If there's any comments that I do see that do come up, if they're being somewhat disrespectful of other comments, I will delete them. Okay, so let's try to keep this respectful. Again, she's reaching out and concerned about the everyone being treated fairly. No one is above the law, as I said earlier, and that's basically what Sister Mosley, what she's saying. Okay, so we got to respect her for that. All right. The next one is we have Mrs. Let me go back to my board. I mean, we have Mrs. Y'all, I can't see this little writing. I lost it again. Give me a minute. I'll pull it up again. Here it is. Come on, Tony, get it right. Y'all bear with me now. Y'all bear with me. Okay. Y'all, I'm gonna try to read that little writing then. It say, who is the city councilman? Who is this city councilman? If he was arrested, he will be on mobile patrol. What day did this occur? Just keep reading, Mrs. Wells. I showed that on mobile patrol. You can go back and you can look at the dates or what have you. This was over the weekend that this arrest took place. And he's a city councilman for Osceola. Mrs. Mosley, I think she just posted it anyway. She put October the 1st. at 2:48 a.m. in the morning. Uh, Let me go back up here, see if I can um, put this back on the board for you all. I thought I had it up there, um, but that's it right there. If any of you can see that, that is the date. It is October the 10th, October the 1st. October the 1st would have been on a Saturday, I imagine. 2:48 a.m. Seemed like this was the intake date. I think he might have stayed there probably right at almost 2 hours, not quite 2 hours, probably about an hour and a half, and was released it. So uh, that's the mobile control information there. Okay. That's the information there. And so, again, uh, I'm going to go to my board. Um who is this? It's Mrs. Wells again. Regardless, I agree. No one above the law. Everyone should be treated the same. And so that's coming from Mrs. Wells. We also have got got Cuz there. Uh, she's giving her man. I want to read from my phone. Uh, Let me find her right quick. Okay, she's where we at? Where are we? Oh, there we go. It got on there. Well, seemed like to me. This is Mrs. Gregory. Seemed like to me something ain't right. Maybe it's going to be swept under the rug. Who knows? I didn't get my FOI today, but like I say, I'm gonna get it. You can take that to the bank. I'm gonna get my FOI, you know. But I don't know. We'll see. Uh, Again, we have Mrs. Wells again. It say, don't say Catherine Dean. Catherine Dean is a municipal judge, but I don't know what part. Uh, I don't even know if it was a court appearance today. That's something that I'm trying to find out. I don't even know if the person appeared in court this morning, and so I don't know. I don't know if Judge Dean even heard the case today. Uh, then we have Miss Carrie Black. How you doing? I know you're going to get it if it's left up to you. I always do. How you doing, Miss Black? I'm going to get that FOI. Trust me. It's something. We're talking about something as simple as a little incident report. Come on now, an incident report. Just basically giving you the the facts as to what happened. You know, I'm not listening. I'm not looking at no type of investigative work in terms of witnesses or anything that may compromise the case. What will compromise the case by telling me what parties are involved and what was the charge? How does that investigate compromise an investigation? I'm gonna stay on that and I'll let you all know. Uh Again, we have well, that's Miss Wells saying Captain Dean again. Uh then we have that's Miss Black again. I'm trying to run through this, y'all. The judge, something else. She's talking about Judge Dean, Catherine Dean. I will never forget what she did to us about the death of our loved one. I'm still waiting on you, Miss Black. Anytime that you want to share your story about the death of your loved one, hey, I'm waiting on you. I think that's something that the public uh, uh, need to know, need to hear. For those of you, I hope Miss Black don't mind about me sharing, but she lost a loved one, as she indicated. And believe it or not, the most painful thing that Mrs. Black had to endure is that the person who was arrested, who was sitting in jail now, okay, sitting in jail for months, had not even been prosecuted, okay? And at this point in time, Municipal Judge Dean, who was the then deputy prosecuting attorney, that case was dismissed due to the speedy trial rule. That case was not brought to trial in the proper timeline. Therefore, Miss Black and her family had to sit there in court and watch a person who had been arrested for the death of their loved one go free. That's very painful. So that is what Mrs. Black is talking about, and my heart go out to you and your family, Miss Black. We got that's my brother, that's cuz there, Mr. Gregory. So they're not going to give you that information. That's what he's talking about. They say I have to request it from the Arkansas State Police, but I'm pretty sure Arkansas State Police gonna send me right back to Osceola. Watch me. They're gonna send me right back to Osceola because they know I don't want the investigative report. All I want is an incident report. Now, if it means not giving me the video footage for now, okay, I can live with that. Come on, incident report. I have received incident reports on murder cases. You hear me? Murder cases. People done lost their lives. I have received incident reports on that. And you mean I can't get an incident report on somebody who has been detained for DWI to where it warrants you calling in the Arkansas State Police to investigate? What the hell for? It's just a traffic stop to where a person is being suspected of under the influence of drinking. Why should that case even be investigated? Small town politics. What's going on? It's Aunt Judy there. How you doing there, Aunt Judy? How everything going on? Tell Uncle I say hello. I'm looking at my board, my phone too, and I'm reading. We got who is that? Let me thumb up. We have oops, that's breaking news again. We don't want to put that up there. Well, anyway, we have is I'm going too fast? Yes, I am. How can you refuse to take a picture? I didn't know you could do that. Well, I didn't know you could either, and even if a person, who choose to not take a picture, I would think that would be a charge as well. I don't know what charge they would cite the person. It simply could fall upon I don't know whether it would be failure to, what do they call it? Government operations or whatever they call it, to where a person is not being cooperative, in terms of obeying commands or what have you. And so that could very well be another charge, and so I don't know. We'll see. Okay. We got who else we got? I thought we had Miss Carrie Black. What is that? It say and that's so sad. They make the law and then break it themselves. All right. It's Miss Carrie Black. Who else we have here? That? I didn't see him on patrol. No, you didn't see him, Miss Wells. His picture is not on mobile control. The only thing is on mobile control. I showed that. I showed that on, as you've been watching. I've shown that. It's just his name. Okay, and regular old information. When the incident happened, and his weight, that sort of thing. Mr. Gregory. I'll get y'all out of here in a little bit. Now something I don't want. Let's try it again. Something working here. Okay. Mr. Gregory, there you go. Now, I thought to hold you detox 6 hours something. I don't know. I imagine if a person can make bond and they have a responsible person uh, to drive them home, yeah, you can be released. You know, I think the only time that rule may apply is that if a person uh, don't have somebody who can be responsible uh, to bail them out, or if they do make bail, they can drive them home. Uh, and just my just something I'm just thinking or guessing, you know. This is my opinion. It's a lot of favoritism. I couldn't refuse my picture, but oh well, who am I? Yeah, some people get the breaks, don't they? You know, and I want to pause for a minute, you all, to say this here. You know, I want to really say this here. I don't have any type of personal ill will against the particular city councilman. Uh, I think many of you know this what I do when it comes to local government, and my bread and butter is, uh, you know, social and civil justice, you know, policing and all. I mean, that's what I do, um, and I think it's only fair that, you know, when things do come up like this here, uh, I have not discriminated. I think many of you know there have been, even right here in Blavel, there have been black officials, white officials, black police, white police, the same thing down in Osceola. You know, there was 2 police officers that I reported on, maybe 3. There's also been black police officers in Osceola that I reported on. And so, hey, I called it straight down the middle. You know, I ain't got no dog in this fight. You know, all I'm doing is reporting. You know, it's not about who I like, who I dislike. It's about being fair. I'm just reporting. Okay. So please, those of you who may want to throw rocks at Tony, why Tony saying this? Why Tony saying that? How come Tony? Look, folks, you all know as well as I know, this Osceola is a little small city. It's probably all over Osceola right now, even before I even came on doing this broadcast. So you got a lot of folks to throw rocks at. All I'm doing is reporting. Okay. You know, I didn't fabricate any of this information. All I'm doing is reporting what was given to me. Uh, you know, and I got that information basically through is the way you all get it, but and the police chief, of course. But anyway, so true. You know, you can't get away with that. Uh, I'm still going down, y'all. Who we got here? Is that Miss Mosley again? Yeah, Miss Mosley. Miss Audrey, he were on their Osceola. I got the picture. Ex Billy Fair. Um, I think she communicated with Miss Wells. Miss Wells was wanting to know, was it on mobile patrol? And so she's giving you your answer, Mrs. Wells. Uh, then we'll have Mr. Gregory again. I'm gonna try to get through this, y'all. If I don't get you all, I'll get you later. The speedy is a setup. I don't know what you mean when you say the speedy. The speedy is a setup. Sometimes you're referring to the speedy trial. Sometimes speedy trial can work in your favor. If the prosecutor forget about you, the prosecutor forget about you sitting in jail, and know he or she's supposed to bring you to jail, and you sitting up there, and you're like, I'm gonna keep my mouth shut. You know, if they don't know I'm sitting in here, I'm not gonna raise my hand and say, hey, y'all, I'm still here. I want to go to trial. They ain't gonna say that. especially if they already done filed a motion for a speedy trial. They just gonna sit and ride the clock. And in this particular case, as it relates to Mrs. Black and her family member, that's what that individual did. He sit and he rolled the clock until it was time for them to let him go. And he knew that. And he filed the necessary motion in the circuit court. And by right, as much as the sitting circuit judge might not have liked it to do that, but by the rule of law, the judge had no other choice but to dismiss the case because it was not prosecuted in the proper timeline as it relates to the speedy trial rule. So sometimes the speedy trial can work for you as well. We got who else we got out here? I think that was Mr. Gregory saying something about DWI. That's sad. Miss Bales working. Sounds suspicious. Like this. Who was that speaking to me there? That was Miss Bales. Sounds suspicious. Facebook user. And who else we got here? Y'all, if I don't get all of y'all, I'm gonna try to get all of y'all. But if I don't, I'll read you later. Small town swept under the rug in north part of the county too, sitting in these seats and want the citizen to trust them with respect. You know, small town politics is nothing new, y'all. Small town politics is nothing new. That's him. I don't care if he didn't take a picture. His son, not 49. Miss Moses, boy, she coming strong. His son, not 49, mostly on weekends. You don't get a bond. Be locked it up to Monday. Yeah, it's normally the way it is, unless, like I say, you know, if you're well connected, you know, you probably can. We had a case here in Blythe where we had a police officer. He put a whooping up on his sister boyfriend. I mean, put a whooping on him. Man, whooped him good. You know, bust him up good. Police here in Blythe whooped up a guy for jumping on his sister allegedly, and he went down there and caught him and put a whooping on him. You know, I mean, bust him up real good, and that case was thrown out. You know, I don't know why, but they dismissed all them charges. I guess what they were saying was that, you know, he deserved that butt whooping. That's the way I look at it. You know, he deserved that butt whooping. You know, the cop got off. I think he's still working right here in Blythe. You know, that was a felony charge. You hear me? I mean, put a whooping on him. Whooped him good. And so we got what is that? It say, Tony, don't tell no lie on here. Nah, I ain't gonna tell no lie. I'm reporting all factual stuff here. I'm just going down here to saying thank you. That's Miss Gregory. Say thank you. We was in a situation, they told us, when you go in on the weekend, and the weekend you got to go in front of the judge before you can get out. Sad situation. I guess what she's referring to is that if you get locked up on the weekend, you know, I think you're going to be sitting there until Monday morning until you see the judge. That's the way I'm interpreting it, I believe. And again, my response, who is this here? Who is that speaking? My response is to the DWI and them referring you to state police. You know, my response is to the DWI and them referring you to the police. Did I miss that? It was stupid, though. I will say that. You know, they made the arrest. They got the city attorney, the deputy prosecutor, uh, and this little old DWI case is so heavy for them that they had to turn it over to the Arkansas State Police. That's laughable, y'all. I mean, that is laughable. Uh, and I think that's pretty much what we down to the we're down to the bottom of it now. And so that is it, y'all. That's it. And so I thank you all for sitting with me, giving you this again. For those of you who just tuning in, excuse me. For those of you who just tuning in, we have been discussing the breaking news with an Osceola City Council member who was arrested for DWI allegedly, because to my knowledge, I don't even know if they uh, uh, have had some type of court date where they done brought him before the judge. I don't know. Uh, but that is the breaking news of the day. Again, as I say, we'll not be broadcasting tomorrow. Tomorrow is going to be real. It's going to be a heck of a day. I may do something Wednesday, I believe, or Thursday, Wednesday. If I do anything, it'll be Wednesday, Thursday. The weekends, Friday and Saturday, I don't do nothing. I don't record on those days unless it's just something that I have to jump on. But Fridays, Saturdays, very seldom will you see me broadcasting on those days. So if I'm going to do something, it's going to be either on that Wednesday, that Thursday of this week. But that's pretty much all I have. Like I had one other comment, look like they jumped in here. That's Miss Gregory again. What did she say? Look at my phone. I wonder why it's turned over to the state police. I don't know. But all I'm saying is that it's not necessary. This is a simple case. DWI. Come on. I mean, we get DWI. You plead guilty, or you plead not guilty. And that's it. If you feel like you wasn't drunk or whatever, you go to court. And you put on your defense. That's it. It shouldn't be Arkansas State Police getting involved in this here. Unless there's some hanky panky stuff going on. But anyway, y'all, that's my breaking news. And I want to say you all, I want you all to really do catch me probably Wednesday or Thursday of this week. And because if I do anything, more than likely it's going to be on those particular days, okay? And as I said before, I got no dog in this fight, no ill will toward Mr. Baker. All I'm doing is just reporting. That's basically all I'm doing, okay? And so I'm going to go ahead and sign off and ask that you all do catch me again Wednesday or Thursday. And don't forget, early voting, it starts October the 24th and go clean up through November the 7th, and November the 8th is election day. So I want to say, may you all have a blessed remaining night, and please do, I repeat, please do be safe and continue to wear your mask. All right. So I want to say good night and God bless.